This time, since I've been doing like some of my top 10 favorite celebrities, now I'm going like my top 10 movies of two celebrities like so far. I'm gonna take a little break, and I'm gonna of movie reviews as well. And like I'm gonna do or less. Get it? Like this can be like TV movie actors, which is gonna my first one's gonna be this actor I really like from this hit series called Prison Break. Hold on. Named William Fichtner, who I just like love. Like I won't stop watching Prison Break. I've got it on my Netflix. Not to mention I've got all the seasons, including the final break, TV movie thingy at home. I loved him in Crossing Lines. Like I'm a big Edward Allan Breno or something like that fan who also produced, I think even directed probably a couple of episodes of my other favorite crime show, Criminal Minds, and has a bunch of cute actors. And not to mention Prison Break does too, like Robert Knepper, who is in Heroes. He's been in Transporter 3, SEAL Team 6. Wentworth Miller, who's been in, I think, one of the Final Destination movies, and I think he's also been in, oh my god, one of the Resident Evil movies. Dominic Purcell, who's pretty cute himself. I don't know if I just said that. And a bunch of other great people. Me and my friend Danielle have a crush on Robert Knepper, and I've got the biggest one on William Fichtner. And a million other guys who's going to be in my top list of or less. Like I can name a million Morgan Freeman ones, so that's probably gonna be my next one. Like Ride and a bunch of other great movies. And oh yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He was in. Plus he was, which is a really great movie adaptation that sticks kind of with the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies and TV series. This time it's changed a little bit around. Great amazing cast that stars on Megan Fox as Rachel O'Neal. Where did I get O'Neal? April O'Neal. Sorry for that. What's that guy's face? Will Arnett is like the funny sidekick. Whoopi Goldberg's in it. And then he was also in The Lone Ranger, which is also a pretty good one, with one of my other personal favorites, who I'm probably going to do a top 10 list eventually of one day, Johnny Depp. Who my sister has like the major crush on, so I totally had to include The Lone Ranger. I would not stop renting it from the library. Maybe later I'll do like a review of like Prison Break and Crossing Lines too, like two separate reviews, since like my iPad only has about 15 minutes of like footage for YouTube. Well, YouTube technically does, I believe. And like so far I'm already on my 3-minute mark. That's what I keep on looking at. Plus I'm kind of on Facebook too. And yeah, I would not stop renting The Lone Ranger from the library, which I just like love still, but I got it for Christmas recently along with the whole entire series of Prison Break. I think I got The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler, which is also a great one. It's also on my Netflix. And Crossing Lines is on my Netflix. Actually, I'm just gonna stop with those four, and then I'm gonna like give you guys like a little breakdown of like what happens in it. So Prison Break was like in I think 2005 till 2009, because it was 4 seasons in a TV movie, and it's about this guy named Lincoln Burrows, played by Dominic Purcell, who's convicted of murdering the president, I think it was, or mayor's or secretary's brother, when he really isn't dead, and he gets sentenced to this like terrible prison. He breaks out with the help of his mastermind brother, Michael Scofield, played by Wentworth Miller. And like he's got a map drawn on him of the tunnel plans and stuff. And he, along with a bunch of bad guys, one Robert Knepper, who plays this guy who's like a rapist and he's a serial killer. Theodore Bagwell, also known as T-Bag. I forget who in the world else are the other ones. I feel like I want to mention the characters' names, but I forget who plays them. But yeah, like they escape prison, all to prove that they are innocent later at the end. And Crossing Lines is like what we should totally, I think, have in the criminal justice system. Like I don't know if there's really something called it, like in France or something. But there's this guy named Sebastian Bergner, played by Tom What's-His-Face from Game of Thrones, who's like this computer technology genius. Who making not just computer but technology genius who can track crimes, like figure out where that person was standing when that person was being shot, what's missing, radiation probably too. William leads this team, so does Donald Sutherland, who's been like in my favorite movies, the Hunger Games series, and Mark Lavoine, who is this French hunk that I love, who's also like an international singer, French singer mainly. Who else is it? Richard Flood, who was in a couple of things of Titanic, like Titanic Red Blood or something like that. And yeah, and they go on these crimes, not like, for example, if somebody was killed in North America, for example, like America, and they were originally from like Paris or something, then they would go to Paris and they'd come here, obviously, or wherever, and they would try to place the crime scene together and bring the person to justice. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as I said, is about April O'Neil, of course, who's this reporter, and she wants to prove to her retired boss, I guess, because like they fire her, like Whoopi Goldberg, who has like a little cameo like twice. Excuse me, and I just sneezed on my iPad. But yeah, and Whoopi fires her, and then she has to prove all by herself with help of Will Arnett, who is this country boy that the turtles are real, with the help of William Fichtner's character, who actually plays the adopted son of the Shredder in this one, named Eric Sachs. And The Lone Ranger, of course, is a classic spin on the legendary movies, of course, with a great cast. Armie Hammer is the lone masked man himself, who's been in J. Edgar with my favorite actor and director producer Clint Eastwood. Johnny Depp, of course, plays an aging and a younger Tonto, who is part Indian himself, I believe. William Fichtner is the bad guy. Helen Bonham Carter is in this. It's directed by a guy that I think actually did a couple of the Pirates of the Caribbean's, Gord Verbinski, and it's produced actually by Jerry Bruckheimer, who's the producer behind the Pirates trilogy. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Bye-bye.